Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ron Man Show, and today we're talking about UFC 249. It's one of the most stacked cards we've seen in recent years from the UFC. The last time we've seen a stacked card like this was probably when McGregor versus Alvarez in New York City back in a long time ago now, since 16, 17? So UFC 249, there's so many people on this card. The card's stacked from head to toe, from the prelims to the main card to the co-main event to the main event, every single card. So this is just starting off now. This is a casual fan. I'm a casual fan. I ain't no expert. I ain't no martial arts, no black belt and nothing. Then quite taekwondo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, anything like that. Just casual fan talking about UFC, a sport I really love, and the MMA is a sport that I really enjoy watching. And this is me, casual fan, giving you a review on everything else. So don't take it to heart. Don't take writing down, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I know I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the whole thing about it. So I have one, two, three, four, five. I picked 6 fights that I just wanted to go through myself, which I want to talk about. And the first one is Uriah Hall versus Jacare, and this is in the middleweight division. Uriah Hall is 16 wins, 9 losses, and Jacare is 26 wins, 8 losses. Uriah Hall will have a good reach advantage, but four or five each. He has a 79.5 reach, and Jacare is a 72. Your all Uriah Hall win has an 8% win ratio in TKO and KOs. Jacare is 31. Subs, Uriah Hall is 7. Jacare is 54, so you can see which advantage he will have there. You see that the striking advantage it will go to Uriah Hall with his experience, and the grappling should go to Jacare. But it's this what I love about MMA. You can go anyway. You can get a Jacare KO, you can get Uriah Hall submission. It doesn't matter. So we're going to start off. I'll give you a few tips and tricks on Uriah Hall. He has 12 wins by KO. He has 2 decision wins. His last 5 fights, he's 3 wins, 2 losses, no draws. His last loss was against Paulo Costa, who's reportedly supposed to be one of the favourites to fight Israel Adesanya for the middleweight belt. And he lost by KO/TKO. And his last one was Carlos Jr. by decision. And Uriah Hall is most famous for the spinning back kick at Ultimate Fighter 17 against Adam Sela. And this is the thing with Ryan Hall. He's one of the nicest fighters apparently in the game. That's what I've been looking up on my research. That if only he had that mean streak about him, that real gritty kind of like, I don't care who you are, we could be friends, we could be pals, it doesn't matter, we're fighting and I'm going to knock you out. If he could get that mindset, get that thing about, I remember I heard an interview with Dana White saying that, and if he just had that, he could have been a world champion, but it's been letting down him in the past, hasn't really, kind of reminds you of like Donald Cerrone. He can be there, he can be up for one fight, and then the next time he's fighting again, he might not want to be there. Like, he's such a up and down fighter. But if you really want to really know who he is, look up the spinning back kick KO, and you'd be like, wow, and then how the hell is this fella not a champion yet? Then with Jacare, he has 8 wins by KO, 40 wins by submission, 4 wins by decision. He's been on a very bad run lately. His last 5 fights, he's 1 win, 4 losses, no draws. His last win was back in 2018 to Brunson by KO and /TKO. His last loss was by Levski, and that was that he moved up a division to light heavyweight, and he lost by decision. This is a must win for him. It's like 4 losses in your last 5 fights isn't great in the UFC. That's on the borderlines from a lot of fights. Maybe not him because he's been such a regular UFC employee there that he might not get the cut, but it's going to be very, very, very tough for him to stay in the UFC if he loses this one. And it wouldn't be a shame because he's a great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He could go on and do better things. He could become a teacher, go into the Jiu-Jitsu game back again, doing more competitions that way. And he's on the brink. This is like Uriah Hall is one of them people. If you're an up and coming fighter and you want to try and break into the top 10, which he is in the top 10, Jacare's in the top 14. He's like a gatekeeper, so a gatekeeper would be like, if you beat him, you break your way through to the top 10, and then you can start fighting the best of the best nearly in the division. So if Uriah Hall win, like he doesn't really gain much out of this really. Maybe moves up one or two up the rankings, but Jacare, this is his chance now. He has to win this fight. If he doesn't win this fight, he could be facing being cut by the UFC, and it's very hard to say to hear about someone being cut. Maybe after all this pandemic's over, I might give him one more fight and then see after that. But like he has to win. He has to win this. And then the odds are Uriah Hall is at evens and Jacare is at 8-11. And my pick is going to Uriah Hall. I ain't picking no wins, decision, losses, TKOs around there because that's not. No way am I able to even give you a thing on that. But I just put down he's going to win and he is evens. Next on my agenda of fighting is Carla Esparza versus Michelle the Karai Harry Waterson. Carla Esparza is 7th in the division and Waterson is 8th. Carla Esparza is 15-6. Michelle is 17-6. And Carla Esparza will have a 1-inch reach advantage of 63-62. Carla Esparza 20% win by KO/TKO, 27% is sub, and then a 53% decision. Michelle has an 18% win, 53 with subs, and a 29% in decisions. I'm going Carla Esparza. 3 wins by KO, 4 wins by sub, and 8 wins by decision. Her last 5 fights, she's done 3 wins, 2 losses, no draws. Her last win was against Grasso by decision, and her last loss was against Suarez by KO/TKO. She is the first female to be the strawweight champion, and she won the belt against Rojan Menures back in 2014 in the Ultimate Fighter finale. The first time I ever seen Carla Esparza fight when she was defending her belt against Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and you could really see like from her striking and Joanna striking, it was just 100% miles above. And Carla Esparza could not take Joanna down because she just kept getting peppered by jabs, cross, hooks, kicks, and it was a tough night for her. She's just like as well. She's kind of like a gatekeeper as well, but like you said, you have to. This is a fight for her now. If she wins this to make her up way the ladder again, try and get another title shot. And the champion now, you don't want to fight the champion now in the strawweight division. I can't pronounce your one's name, and she's a Chinese fighter. Her and Joanna, if you really want to watch a women's fight and some people are like, oh, I don't want to watch the women's fight. Strawweight, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, her last fight, watch that fight and you will be entertained. You'll have much appreciation for the women's division if you're like that. And there's going to be a tough fight against Michelle Waterson with 3 wins by KO, 9 wins by sub, and her last 5 fights, she's been 3 wins, 2 losses. Last one was against Carolina by decision, and then her last loss was against Joanna Jędrzejczyk by decision. And like I said, Michelle Waterson's been up and down, which is kind of hard. You really want. She's one of my favorite fighters. Just way her stance, the way she fights, the way she moves, that karate background, and this is what wrestler versus karate. So it's going to be stand-up versus grappler. It's going to be very difficult for both women, and this is a chance for them to kind of move up the ranks and try and get on another run and go for a title fight. Where I think who's going to win is going to be Michelle Waterson, as she is at 5-4 and Carla Esparza is 4-7. So my pick is going to go to Michelle Waterson. But good luck to both of them, and I hope this is going to be. That's going to be like this fight. This card is so bloody stacked. But I just really like this fight. I really want to see the women's division now. See what more people can fight for the title now and get a difference. Because we've been seeing Joanna Jędrzejczyk really the only one going for the title, and I really want a difference, And Michelle Waterson, she'd be great if she became champion, made her way, because she's been in the division in the UFC for a very long time. Next, we have Anthony Pettis versus Donald Cerrone 2 in the welterweight division. These two men have been up and down the divisions. Anthony Pettis has fought at 155, 145, and 170. Donald Cerrone's fought at 155, and 170. The company men, they'll fight any day, any time, anywhere, any place you want to put them, they will fight. It's like these two would be the only ones now, if in the welterweight division or in the lightweight division, where say Khabib versus Tony Ferguson, and Ferguson dropped out, and you needed someone to fill in, you'd pick these two. If one of them gave you the call on 2 days, 1 day, 4 hours, whatever notice, these two would jump at the opportunity to get that title shot again. And they've just been in. They're always active to fight anyone, anytime, any place, which is absolutely amazing. They fought once before, and we'll get into that in a moment. Pettis is 22 wins, 10 losses. Cerrone with 36 wins, 14 losses, and 1 no contest. The reach goes to Cerrone by half, 72.5 to Pettis and 73 by Cerrone. Pettis has a 50% win by KO TKO. Cerrone is 28. Win by submission 32 to 47, and decision 18 to 25. So I don't see this is going to go to the decision anyway. So Pettis, 11 wins by KO, 7 wins by submission. Last 5 fights, 2 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws. His last loss was Ferreira by submission, and his last win was against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson by KO/TKO with Superman punch. And that's another great fight to look back if you really want to see a great knockout, to pump yourself up for these fights. But you shouldn't have to, because every single one of these fights in this card right now are absolutely amazing. Like, it's so stacked. Like, you're gonna want to stay up and watch that. Find whatever way you can to watch these fights and try and watch these fights. He is famous. So if you don't really know about Anthony Pettis, he's famous for the Showtime kick where he jumped off the cage against Benson Henderson and kicked, like, literally ran, put his foot against the cage, jumped up and hit him with a kick, and that's what got him around. That's, and even named like the Showtime kick. That's his nickname is Showtime Pettis, so that's what he named the kick about. Now for Cerrone, 10 wins by KO, 17 wins by submission. His last 5 fights now, 2 wins, 3 losses. Last loss was against McGregor by TKO in round 1. And what I liked about that, where he came out there recently, said like Cerrone showed up, but Cowboy didn't, and that's been a very big problem for his career. But he still has a fantastic career. The only thing I always have a thing for Cerrone, where it would have been great to see him with a title around his waist in the UFC, but maybe, I don't know. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I think the only way now one of these is getting another title shot again. If someone pulls out, if someone drops out, and then they get the call, because these are the only two I think that'll get the call and make the walk. It doesn't matter who it is and where it is. They will appear and fight whoever they want to fight. And his last win was against Ayala Quinta, and it was a decision. And if you really want to look back at a Cerrone fight, it against Rick Story back in 2016, where he did a Mortal Kombat KO. Oh, it was just head, body, body, head, head. Oh, it was just an amazing KO. Great way if you want to get this fight pumped up. They fought 7 years ago, so they're still fighting. That's what makes an absolutely amazing thing about this. And Pettis won by a kick to the body in round 1, because apparently Cerrone has a very weak body, and that's part of through his whole career. Because I was looking at Dan Hardy doing a breakdown for all these fights as well, and he said Cerrone had like abdominal surgery before, and that's why a lot of people go for his body. For me, I am thinking lightning is going to strike twice. I think Pettis is going to get this, and I think it's a must win for both of them, because Pettis has lost two in a row. Cerrone's lost 3 in a row, but they both fought like every single. If you look from the top 10 from the welterweight division and from the lightweight division, they fought nearly the exact same amount of people. They both fought Ferguson. They both fought Diaz. Who else have they fought? Like, they've saw so many people so many times. They've been up and down the divisions, and that's going to be another great fight. And I hope Cerrone shows up now this time and performs the way we all want him for in that McGregor fight, because I thought it was going to be an up and down fight, but we only got 40 seconds of it. But I'm going for Pettis, and Pettis is 4-6, and Cerrone is 11-10. Next, now there were 3 fights on the prelims, and now I'm going to do 3 fights for the main event. And my one is Francis Ngannou versus Rosenstrike. So Francis Ngannou, this is in the heavyweight division. Francis Ngannou is number 2, Rosenstrike is number 6. Ngannou is 14-3-0. Rosenstrike